I think for me, the strategies are the kind of strategies I adopt generally when I'm faced with a challenge or an obstacle, and it's really learn as much as I can and make plans and get the research, get the information, and make a plan. So for me, that's always my strategy. But one thing I've also learned around handling the situation with ALS and our family is handling the emotional piece of it. And one thing that people might not realize is that we spend a lot of time laughing in our family. We do not live in a sad home. After the diagnosis, a couple of months, it was very difficult. And then we moved on. It was okay, we have this time, let's make the most of it. And our whole family has had a sense of humor. Sometimes it's a dark sense of humor. Sometimes it's a little warped, but it's ours, and it's our family's way of coping. It's been a really good way to cope. So laughing and laughter is very much a part of our day. One thing that works for me is routine and living our life. So trying to keep as normal a life as possible, obviously making whatever accommodations and adaptations are necessary, but trying to fit everything you can, and then knowing what you cannot fit into the time, into your day. Having a disability is time consuming. There's a lot of time spent on care, and every task takes longer than usual. So it's important to allow for that time. I have turned that strategy into accepting and enjoying that time as opposed to making it a task that needs to be done. So when I'm helping Mike with certain activities, we turn them into little rituals. So at the end of the day, doing his exercises, we listen to the news and we have our daily commentary on that. So having a little ritual, creating that as part of the routine as opposed to trying to get the routine out of the way has helped my strategies. And I think most importantly too, accepting help when it's offered. We've been very self-sufficient in our adult lives. We're independent, we do things on our own, and learning to accept help when someone has something to offer is something I've had to actively stop myself and accept, whether it's their time, whether it's a meal, some kind of a task that they're willing to accomplish for us. I've learned to say yes, and that's been a helpful strategy.
Well, for me, I've had to learn to accept that help. On the one hand, I've tried to do things on my own as much as I can, for as long as I can. But I also have to let go and accept help once I can do things for myself anymore. I need to let go.
And that is something too, that adapting my readiness to Mike's readiness and accepting that help, in accepting perhaps a new tool that might make his task easier. I'm usually a few steps ahead. I think we've spoken about that. Mike is not always ready when I am, but I try and have things ready for when he is. And I keep having to relearn that we are at different stages of acceptance for whatever this might be, and that for Mike, he might need extra time to accept, he needs to accept that kind of help. And when he's ready, I need to be ready to give it, but not to push it, despite what I might think he needs. And this is a constant learning because it's a constant adaptation to the changes that occur with this illness.
One of the important strategies for me have been the laughter. How to try and see the humor in everything. For example, I use nicknames stress and all my indoor zip line. My bicep mass and all my firefighter gear. My van I think of as a sports car. We even name our exercises. If I have to do this, I might as well be Arnold. Or if I have to do this, I might as well be waving like the Queen. So we try to have some fun.
We can always tell when Mike's got something up. His eyes start to twinkle and he has a good giggle, and we all have a lot of fun.